The Madden Bowl Championship. This is the ultimate game of Madden 25. We have Fancy against John Beast. Fancy has put on one of the best MCS seasons, Madden Championship Series seasons, literally ever. At this point, he is he's won 2 belts, and he's going for the Madden Bowl Championship right here. He's going to be starting with the game on offense, but really I want to focus on Fancy's defense throughout this video, throughout this breakdown. Now, what's kind of cool here, you get a quick look at their lineup, is that Fancy, the number 1 seed, John Beast, the number 2 seed. So going into the tournament, they were number 1 and number 2. And guess what? They made it to the finals. Now, this first play is going to get snapped kind of quick right here. But what we're going to see is that Fancy is in the gun normal Y off close. Probably going to be Eagles playbook for this. And immediately, he's running this play, which is this little return route, little post, a little streak from the halfback. That's R1, little flat from the tight end. When we get a chance to get back to the line of scrimmage, you'll see this. This play actually is an auto motion originally. It's a cheat X whip or like return or something like that. Or cheat X post. I can't remember exactly what the name of the play is, but has that little return route, little stock post. It's a really good play. It's one that it incorporates a bunch of different route combos. Now, he'll usually do it to the wide side of the field. A big thing with this style of offense, actually, what makes gun normals Y off close, this formation, so unique, is that sometimes there's certain plays that they're going to run with their halfback to the short side. Then there's other plays that they'll run with their halfback to the wide side of the field. And so because they're willing to flip which side the halfback is on, wide side or short side, it almost makes it like 2 different formations in and of itself. Typically, you'd see like, oh, I run gun bunch. My bunch will always be to the short side or always typically be to the wide side. Here, we're actually flipping where we want the wide and short side based on what play calls we want, which could also be a tell, by the way. Right here, he's going to end up flipping this. Now, the route combo he ran before was flat, post. This is a stock post. We had a return route right here. Then we had a streak attacking right here. So it's going to really attack that middle of the field. But also, we had a streak going on the outside. He may have had a touchdown that last play, too, because of a kind of a poor switch stick from John Beast. Fancy steps up in the pocket. That's always a scary one taking off like that. And you even see John Beast kind of pucker his lips because he knows how scary that can be at times. Fancy picks up the first down. Now, John's going to be in the dime 3-2, also known as dollar. You could run this from dime 1-4 if you wanted to. A few different ways to run this. But a lot of loop blitz, a lot of engages. Now, notice what happens here. One of the big things of stopping jet sweeps is getting your user involved. Well, with this engage blitz that John Beast is trying to do right here, where he's going to get up on the line of scrimmage, he can't. John Beast, though, sees the auto motion, gets on this guy to try jumping it. Watch what happens. Look. John Beast gets in the gap. Fancy calls this touch pass. Then John Beast loops on this guy. Now, overall, wasn't great defense, but it was a decent idea for John Beast. That's how he kind of wants to defend that, it looks like, just like looping with that backside backer. I'm curious how well this works. Notice right here, we have tight end and halfback to the short side. And here we're going to go with the quick seam. This is very much a... You'll throw that late. Great pocket. That's always so tough. That play right there is usually more of a quick hitter where you're trying to attack that quick seam to the tight end, potentially hit that fade. But with the drag and in route over the middle, you have the potential for some a little bit later developing stuff. And on his QB, Drake May, Fancy's going to have the ability called Master Tactician. Here's actually... There's that play art we were talking about. Fancy's going back to this play again. He's called it now, I think, this might be the 3rd time. It's at least the 2nd time. And so that kind of tells you. That means it's a good play, right? That means it is a good play. Let's see what Fancy's going to go to here as he calls PA snag. But, shoot, I just lost what I was saying a second ago. There was something I was saying. I just totally lost it. Whatever, we'll get back to it at some point, I'm sure. Steps up. And notice Fancy's doing a great job. So many people walk backwards against this. That's 2 rushes he's had up the middle on his first drive. And that playmaker he has the ability on Drake May. What I was saying is he has the ability Master Tactician on him, which has QB playmaker built in. Now, he stepped up so far in the pocket on that big dot to the drag that he playmakered up, which brought John Beast's user down to open that up. Good pocket. Ends up getting sacked, though. Little 4-man rush. Kind of what you're hoping for if you're John Beast is that by sending 4, you will get some one-on-ones, especially with your D tackle on the center. So an opportunity. 3rd and 12. Fancy going back to this. Notice Fancy's calling a lot of the same plays consistently. Good pocket, able to roll out. Not really there. Jeez. Oh, I thought almost a pick. And Fancy's going to end up settling for 3. Good defense from John Bees. Getting a half stop right there is tough. Getting a half stop is tough right there. Chance to see John Bees' defense, or offense rather. Now, Fancy on defense, what I want to point out. It's not so much... Fancy's not going to make some crazy adjustments. He doesn't have some crazy abilities going on. Anything like that. It's really the way he actually plays defense. And this is a great example. This is such a good example of it right here. Just off of what we see, because it goes immediately from the screen into the gameplay. We see 4 switch sticks. Users defending a drag. This user was engaged with the offensive line. Now it's defending a drag. Now the user's up here. So wait, here, up here, defending a post route. Now, then the user's going to go back here. Watch. This is all switch stick. Bang. Now the user's down, going up to defend circle, looks like. Then he's back to try to defend that post. A big thing that switch stick can do that I think people kind of underestimate. Also, notice where John Beast got hit right there. Fancy stepping up in the pocket. John Beast kind of drifting back. Is while switch stick, very big for getting picks, defending different routes, etc., etc. A big thing switch stick can do, especially like a really good one, is switch stick can really make you hold on to the ball. And as a quarterback, if you hold on to the ball, you're more likely to get pressure, right? Because you're going to get sheds, blitzes are going to come in, etc., etc. Also, if you're wondering why my setup looks a little bit different, I just moved. This is actually the first video I'm ever recording in my new apartment. So the setup isn't set up yet. I literally just got my stuff here. I just got to a point where I'm like functional for my apartment. I can sleep and I can eat and I can work. So like those are the big keys. Now everything else is like kind of gravy. Nice little playmaker backwards. Both these guys got master tactician on their QB. Very big ability. And it's one of those kind of bailout abilities too. I think playmakers shouldn't be in the game. Not at least the ability, the way it is. Oh, bad rack animation. Bad rack. So John B's fancy run to the double safety go, which is a stock play, which brings your safeties down. Usually this guy would be right here and right here. They come down. But what Fancy does is he goes cover 2 on this left side. So he puts this guy in a deep half. It's just he's so far down, he's not going to get to a fade, right? So watch this left side. Watch this. And John Beast, notice where John Beast is throwing this already. He's already, and I paused this late. He's already pushing this ball up. He sees this guy not flipping his hips. He knows he's going to run past him. Fancy trying to switch stick up here to Cooper DeJean, trying to get over, just not going to be able to. But you see Fancy's already up here on Cooper. Just not fast enough. He's trying to get there. Fancy, honestly, pretty fortunate to get a pretty favorable rack innovation from John Beast. Again, you're seeing so much switch sticking. I like the beanie from John Beast, by the way. I like the beanie. Sweatshirts, the shirt, I can't really tell. Okay. We'll talk about his clothes in a second. The chain's cool. My dad tried to get me to wear a chain. I don't think I'm ever going to wear a chain. Like a little necklace. So right there, man, they kind of cut this off. John Beast is trying to take a little hole shot again against cover 2. Let's see it. So the goal here, this guy's going up. You're going to hit this guy in the back corner. I don't know if he gets a bad pass lead or if that guy just carries more than he thinks he will. I think kind of the pass lead wasn't very far. Because the way John Beast had to swerve that down even, I don't think he could have caught that in stride no matter what. I think that could have been a touch. I'm interested. Because that pass lead, let's see the replay. I feel like from here, he kind of bumps. Oh, look at this route. That's what happens. Look at the wheel route. When they hit the sideline, the routes can kind of bump a little bit and not run. Notice how he is running kind of slow right there. So he's not really running full speed. That is why the trajectory of that ball's off. Because it was a good read. In my, if the route had ran correctly. Fancy going to that touch pass, and looks like John Beast actually doesn't have a great answer for the touch pass early. 2 calls of it for 18 yards total. So something that now John Beast has to be aware of. And Fancy gonna go to the play PA snag. It's very good against loop blitzes, and it's another So backstory here: Fancy and I got into Madden around the same time. I was a part of a Madden crew. It was called that he won a tournament to join. This when we were all before we were doing YouTube, before we were playing comp, anything like that. And this is one of the route combos that our crew was very known for, very horizontally based route combo where we're gonna go quick little triangle almost here with bang. Not really a triangle, kind of a triangle. There's a triangle there. but very underneath right here, right? Drag, snag, flat. All these routes attacking 2 yards-ish. Then we're going to go streak, post over the top. This stresses the defense so much. So much. And notice something here. This can't go for granted. John B's blitz is not working right now. Fan's going to take this to 2-minute or 2-second quarter. His blitz is not working right now against Fancy sending everybody out. And that's tough. Loop right there gets picked up too. Mind you, it's a 3-man. Playmaker again. Oh, but he swerves it incorrectly. Going to bring up 3rd inches. Had to kind of swerve it to protect that ball. This is being filmed in London, England, just across the pond. Never been there. Don't know if I'll ever go there, but nonetheless. None really there. Good set. And there's that same route combo again. One thing Fancy's always done, this has been year after year, ever since I've known this with Madden 19, is he's really good at a few plays. It's a style of offense. It's how I try to play offense too. Goes back to the same thing. And I'm at my best when I'm able to do that. Goes back to the same play. Bang, bang. Easy money. As it would hit that little halfback streak. Big thing that he has going for him right now, though, is he's getting a lot of time. He's picking up the blitzes. He's got great pocket right now. Knows I'm not sure what abilities he has on his offensive line, but 5 O-line abilities. Dropping back, that loop blitz gets picked up. Gonna roll out this time. Gonna get his yards. And he's doing such a good job attacking with his QB too. If you're John Beast, that is something where if Fancy's gonna attack with his QB like that, you don't hate it because fumbling with your quarterback is so prevalent and all it takes is kind of one unlucky thing. But if you're Fancy and you could do it consistently, it opens up your offense so much, you know. Now Fancy gonna flip the formation, get that halfback to the wide side. And guess what play he's going to? Same one as before. The halfback route was a little glitched, but going to it again. You get that post route, bang. And this is what I mean by calling good plays. You call good plays, very, very tough to stop you. And that sounds obvious, but I think sometimes people really overthink it and just call good plays, then execute. Those are the things you have to do. Call good plays, then we execute. Let's see what he does here from the pistol, wing flex close. Little halfback zone. Almost looked like he got shot. William Perry into the end zone just barely. And Fancy just like that, up a quick 10-0. Now, the one thing to keep in mind here is that there's 3.5 minutes left in the second quarter. So John Beast, plenty of time to get 7. John Beast also gets ball at half. So he could get into a spot where he takes the lead even in this game before Fancy ever sees the ball. Fancy just called a timeout. Not 100% sure why, but probably some kind of blown coverage, something he didn't like. So I respect the timeout call. Now John B's still in that gun doubles or gun double wide off close. Playmaker back. That's a crazy throw. Interesting. Is John Beast in the gun? Oh, he's in the doubles wide off close. Not gun normal. He's in doubles, which is essentially the same idea. A lot of the same plays. Post almost there with the switch kick, and that's where the switch kick is so powerful. Watch Fancy right here. See, and the big thing that Fancy's doing is recognizing where routes are getting open. Like this route's running to an open area. This guy's going down here, but you can see Fancy's already switching onto this guy to jump it. Now he doesn't jump it completely. He doesn't get there, but that's just one of those things that John Beast is not dumb. He recognizes that was like a little bit close. And he's like, oh. And that could come back later where John Beast might end up holding the ball more than or longer than he wants to. Playmaker backwards, ends up throwing a book, ends up getting cheated. Oh. Fancy gets a perfect switch stick right here. Plays the post, goes down, goes back up. Then just like honestly overdid it. He overdid it. And that is one thing that the CPU is pretty bad at, is that if you throw somebody in position and then switch stick off of them to make a play on the ball, they're pretty bad at making that play. They're typically really, really bad at making that play. Oh, that'd be a little crazy. Not sure if somehow you could have Truz on Jane Daniels, but he looked like he was getting aggressive right there. Fancy will get the ball back before this 2-minute warning. 100% now. John Beast moved the ball very, very fast, which I'm sure he's fine with, but something to keep in mind. Little wheel route right here. You got to watch that. Not really there. Oh, great pocket right there. Watch this. One of the best ways to attack in the end zone. across the back of it. Watch this back corner. Slant. Boom. Bang. Easy tutty. John Beast now down 3, but Fancy has ball, so he could take a 2-score lead again. So they cut immediately to the ball getting snapped again. And Fancy, with a minute 51 before half, immediately gets a massive run. It's his first time calling an inside zone all game, and now he's going to be able to chew clock. Not worry about the time at all. He's got 2 timeouts, minute 30. Ideally, obviously, he gets 7 here, but even getting, he's getting points, which is great. He's going to that touch pass. John Beast 0 for 2 for stopping this now. John Beast really can't stop this at all right there. I mean, even it looked more bottled up, but get a 6. That's also going to take us underneath the 2-minute or the 1-minute mark. And Fancy's probably going to go back to this play. It looks like whenever he flips the formation, he goes to this. And he's got that post. A little scarier, but a big pocket right there in the middle. Just straight. I thought he might highball it. Is what I was thinking. And he's going to flip. Now he's underneath 30. No timeouts used by John Beast yet. I thought maybe he might call one, but he doesn't. And we're going to get a flag from Fancy making too many audibles, it must have been. Yeah, first of 15. Fancy made too many audibles. Still only got them off close. Both these guys audibly around a ton. Just calling what they call. Had 2 touchdowns that play. And that was just that was just blown defense by John. Fancy attacks to the wheel route right here. This guy was manned up, but got switch stick. R1 was a touchdown up here. This a touchdown backside. Fancy scores a tutty with 23 seconds. Now John Beast, we're watching the replay again. John Beast here, 23 seconds, maybe gets 3. There is potential for a 3-piece on his own 30, so it's definitely not unrealistic. Has that post, actually. Oh, but the switch stick up. Good click on. Oh, but the drop. And this is the power of a really good click on, though. Even though he drops this, look at this ball. You see this right here. Scary. Like, this guy's coming down. But notice the click on. This is where the ball's going. This is where the ball's caught. Click on aggressive catch is one of the best things you could do with the left stick to really attack the ball. Now, with that being said, you could move him closer to another defender that does knock it out, like what happened right there. Although, overall, that's one of the best skills and best mechanics to, like, get really good at in this game, in my opinion, at least. It'll do you some really good favors if you get good at clicking on and doing that right there. You go 5 wide. I'm curious what this is. We don't really see the 5 wide to the trip side ever. Or, I'm sorry, to the double side. And not really anything. Just takes a check down, backwards drag. Yeah, I personally, man, I just think that's a little... I hate to say unrealistic because, I mean, it is unrealistic to just, like, a receiver's on a slant. You just say, hey, in the middle of the route, like, he's not done yet. It's not scramble drill. But, hey, run backwards now. It's like, to me, I think it's, my issue with it, really, I think, with Playmaker is I think it's overpowered. And that's really where I draw my line, where there's not a great counter, in my opinion, to Playmaker, because the receiver will just move way faster than a user or a CPU defender can keep up with them. Now, John Beast does get stopped, so he's going to punt it right here. Smart punt. But getting stopped is kind of tough. Like, I'll be honest. He stopped right here, and he went full. I mean, there's a chance Fancy gets busy. Unlikely. But hey, not being able to get 3 right there from John Beast is tough. And we're going to go directly into half. Oh, they just went direct. There's no halftime show? Oh, this was cut. Okay. This is an edited version of this. Yeah, because they literally skipped the entire first play. I'm like, where's the halftime show? I forgot. I didn't take the live version of this. I took the VOD. They do have a VOD up of this on the Madden Competitive Gaming channel. Type that in. So, John B, 2nd and 10 right here. PA snag is a play call. Double slants. Ooh. Look, John B's better than me. I think that route combo sucked. He had a lot of things that just attacking that left seam, essentially. I felt like they're all going to run into each other. I don't know. I'd be surprised if we see that play again. If we do, then maybe he knows something I don't. I almost feel like that was like a busted play that he just snapped. 4th and 5. And this is where if you're Fancy, you're up 10. You have a chance to... You won't win the game right here, but you could put John Beast in a really bad spot in the biggest game of his life. It's also the biggest game of Fancy's life as well. John Beast really looks like he's going to sell out Or a very... Okay. Okay. So I thought he was going to go very smash return oriented, and he is still. But he's going to attack a little bit deeper than I thought he might. R1 was a touchdown, gets the halfback instead. So close to a zone KO. And there's the crowd cheering a little bit. The London crowd. Had X, misses it though, throws Watson. There's one of those click on catches, just brings him down just a step, able to ag catch that. Brings it down just a step. And oh no, I just bit on the play action. Dang, I just bit on the play action. Notice what the play action did to Fancy's user. Fancy running this engage blitz. A dime 3-2. Gets caught up in it and can't get out of it. And the thing is, when you get caught in those animations as a user, you can't switch stick. So, might be something John Beast goes back to here. I'm curious. Comes out and flips. Gonna have that tight end and halfback to the short side now. Call a little... Is he gonna keep the auto motion here? No. Okay. The quick seam hitter. Has the seam. Goes up top. Bang. I'm surprised he didn't highball it. John Beast right back in it. Look, so this is one of the downsides of switch sticking so much. And honestly, no. Fancy just starts out on this guy. I don't know if he meant to or not. Almost hesitates, though, because of it. Streak just runs right by him. And all you need is a step. I'm surprised John Beast didn't just highball this up. But I guess it's just a little scary. Highball, you catch it in stride. A little bit easier to make sure it can't get picked. But nonetheless, John Beast with the tutty. And just like that, he cuts it to 3. That's where the end of half, though, him not being able to get 3 is so tough. And even before that, not doing a better job of chewing that half out. Because he could have kept Fancy from ever touching the ball. I'm not sure. Is it potentially John Beast's mom? If it is, heck yeah. If it's random woman, also heck yeah. But not as much of a heck yeah. Fancy. And he's gotten some, I will say, Fancy got some cheap yards in this game. John Beast has had no answer for the touch passes. And 2 inside zones for a combined like 100 yards. That's kind of crazy, honestly. And just barely whiffs. Low whiff. And Fancy's gone for a touchdown. That sucks if you're John. That sucks. I'll be honest with you. I call an inside zone. It ain't doing that. It ain't doing that. And something here that Fancy is exposing, we can actually see it right here, is that John Beast is trying to zone out that defensive tackle. You can see it. Watch the defensive tackle. His first steps aren't down. He backs up because he's in a hook curl. That allows the center to win by a lot, right? Because his first step was backwards, allowing the center just to pummel him back, which is a big deal. If you see someone ever really zoning out their defensive tackle, you are able to, you can run the ball at that a lot. We got backwards. We go up top. Tutty again. What happened here? That's a bad switch stick. Looks like it. No switch stick up, goes down. Fancy tries to recover with the other guy. Bang. And so we've seen some cool things from switch sticking. We've also seen some bad, right? Easy touchdown for John Beast, answers right back. And yeah, we're watching a replay right here. And now Fancy only up 3 again. Showing that, yeah, and that definitely has to be his mother. Heck yeah. And I think I'm pretty sure he mentioned in a pregame interview that he wanted to bring his mom, or he did bring his mom out here. That's very cool. Heck yeah, that's awesome. Cool. All right, Fancy on offense. He's gonna flip. Whatever he flips, he goes into that play, right? The flat streak. I feel like he does that every single time. But like he does it right here. Man. Let's see. Really, the big thing, dude, is that John Beast isn't getting any kind of pressure on Fancy, man. Almost no pressure at all. And it's just like, Fancy's able to send 5 out so consistently because of it. That's one of the big things. If he was not able to get send 5 out, it'd be tough. But knows Fancy's pocket presence is huge. Now right there, he does get hit, pocket collapses, and John Beast brings it to a 4th and 9. We might finally have an opportunity for John Beast to take a little bit of control of this game. He's able to get a stop, could score and take the lead. Fancy flips this time. This time, I know he's going to double seams. So he's going to a little bit more. Okay. That's a speed out. That's a predictable one from John, I'm sure. Seam. Drops it. Okay, try to fit it. Mid-zone KO or might have been deep in-zone KO. with a nice little knockout on it. Okay. All right, John. Here's your opportunity. John Beast drops back. Nothing really there. Could hit the snag early, but just going to throw it away. He knows it. And you got to think, if you're John Beast, I do think John Beast hasn't played his best game so far. And mind you, Fancy just got stopped too. But for John Beast, I feel like you haven't played your best game. You've allowed some easy stuff for Fancy on offense, like really easy. And you have a chance to go take the lead. You're probably honestly feeling pretty good. Play action right here. Nothing really there. Going to throw that post. I mean, that's a... Yeah, Fancy's upset about it. That's a hot lays. That's a hot lays. And that's there. Takes a perfect pass lead. I'll be honest. Because he just got his hands on the ball. You'd probably think that's a KO. I'll be honest. You probably think that's a KO. That's a dot, but probably should be a KO. If we're gonna spend the AP on KOs, I'd like that to be a KO. I think. All right, Jobby's red zone. I form wing. RPO stretch. Get a little hot route, little adjustment here. RPO stretch left side. You're gonna cut it in. Gets held up short. This can get scary. This can get very, very scary. See what Fancy does. Double teams, or John B's double teams the right side. Try to take away the no outsiders. Bang. Touchdown. Fancy gonna return the kick. Let's see what he does. Boom. And so that's what I'm talking about. Like, I think Fancy already... Nice spin. Fancy already got one big return this game. He's got a few jet touch passes for massive gains, a few inside zones. And not saying... He's done well on offense when he's had to play offense some too, right? He did get stopped once, but he's played pretty well. But there is something to be said for, like, in a game like this, for you to get so many yards off of freebies, kind of. It makes the game so much easier on yourself. Notice the pass lead right here. I'll be so real with you. Like, I don't know what I'd do to defend this. That's an inside quarter on this tight end. Pass lead all the way in, able to click on, rat catch it, get away from the inside quarter. That's a tough one. One thing I'll say about that type of throw is that I think it's hard to make consistently, because I do think you could bait it. But if someone's hitting that on you, dude, in that tight of a window, that's tough. That is tough, man. Gotta watch for the playmaker. He sees it. He knows it. Yep, and you can start predicting some playmakers too. The playmaker up is always a very predictable one, especially if someone's rolling out, have a drag. Because it's hard to playmaker that backwards. You have to, like, throw it across your body, but throwing it up the field, fairly easy. Drag underneath, bang. Fancy's able to get it. And the big way, that's probably the first time I think I've seen Fancy just take the drag instead of playmaker in some way. See the flip? Yeah, he's going to that. Yep. And he hasn't called any variations of this yet. And there actually is a variation right there, a slight one. Flat route out there. Post route in the middle. Got it. Falls forward to the 1. That's a big deal. I want to make this such a big deal. Like, I feel like so many people try to have such deep playbooks, and you don't necessarily need to have that, right? You need to master what you're good at, especially with how short these games are. Like, you need to master what you're good at and how explosive other people's offenses are. You can't afford to call plays that aren't as good as other plays, right? And that's the thing in real football as well. One, players are better at other plays and are better at certain concepts than other concepts, right? And that goes across the offensive line. That goes for receivers, tight ends, halfbacks, running backs, all that stuff. And so it's also not only that, but, like, you have plays that as a coach you feel comfortable with. They're better coached. They're just executed better across the board for whatever reason it might be. And so in Madden, you see that get, like, dialed in way more, where people really optimize every single play call. And I feel like they almost do a better job of it, I feel like, than sometimes in the NFL. I don't know. We're going to see a little speed flat right here. Check the zig. John Beast knows this play, though. Oh, we got called out. Okay, so John Beast overshoots this zig. Watson is there. I get... That's manned up, I think. Gets caught out of bounds. And Fancy has a 4th and 1 with goal to go. He's going to stay in pistol, looks like, looking behind John Beast's head. Yeah, that dude was manned up, I think, on the zig, it must have been. So he won't play that. That's fair. That's fair. He did. Just a scary throw. Just a scary throw. I like John B. Yeah. I like that beanie on John B's, bro. I'll be honest. Like, I like that. I need to see what Fancy's rocking a little bit more outfit-wise. Run play. That's brutal. John B's run defense was really bad this game. Really, really bad. Let me see the fit. Hoodie with the sweater vest? Is that just, oh, that's just a vest. I mean, look, he's winning in it, so I ain't a vest guy. I don't. If you ever see me in public with a vest, punch me in the nose. But like Fancy looks good, and I'm not gonna say he doesn't look good. It's just like the vest. Anyways, just my own personal preference. Oh, back it up, back it up, back it up. All right, John B's offense. Let's go. Fancy does not switch it at all right there. Oh, gets a crazy red that works out for him very, very well. All right, 31-28. And John B, if you're John B's here, I'm surprised you don't clock at all. Like, you're not even thinking about that. Switch stick gets him in position. This is one of the underrated things of switch sticking, too, is that it's not just picks, it's not just baiting, it's not just, like, making them hold the ball. It's knockouts, right? Watch right here. Gets on Cooper DeJean, comes down, able to get a mid-zone KO to activate now, which would have been an open throw had he not done it. Gets him to a 2nd and 10. And every play is so important in these games, man. They're so short. 2nd and 10, let's say John Beast gets cheated right here. 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10, he makes it 4th and 5. 4th down, Fancy could win the game, right? So there's something to keep in mind. There's some pressure. We haven't seen a ton of pressure yet. John Beast not able to hit that drag underneath like he wanted to. Has a single AirPod in right side. Probably has the left side too, I assume. See a camera crew killing it right there. Nice little venue we got going on. Fancy looking to engage right here. Inside quarters from the safeties. And this was the turning point in this game. Deion Sanders with the interception. And this is tough. So let's break down kind of what happens here, what John B sees. So usually when you see, when you have a streak and someone switch sticks onto a defender on that streak side, they hesitate for a second. Fancy switch sticked onto this left guy. But he didn't come down. He went horizontal. So John B saw the switch stick and was like, oh, touchdown. That's usually what the read is. If switch stick here on a streak, just throw it touchdown. This guy keeps position. He just keeps position. And because of it, pick. And so watch that left side again. And this is what every comp guy does. You see this little bang, boom, you would throw it. And then boom, just didn't actually lose position. I don't know if that's a bait from Fancy or if that was a little bit of a lucky he didn't go down all the way type thing. I don't know. Nonetheless, it works out and it does bait. Fancy got a good haircut. It does bait John Beast. And there's the interception. You will see, though, what I mean on the left side. But, like, technically, he doesn't have a touchdown. One thing John Beast did a really bad job of, though, so far this entire game, I feel like, is pocket. I feel like he's been really bad with pocket. And, pocket-wise, it just wasn't great. That wasn't. And, again, like, he would have thrown it regardless, just something I noticed throughout it. So, inside zone, predictable run play. And even there... I mean, and Madden is not a game that you can run the ball well in. Like, this is hard to run the ball in this game. And so for Fancy to, like, just pick up consistent yardage whenever he wants in the run game is kind of just like, dang. Like, okay. 2nd and 4. Now he's milking that clock. Needs, oh, man, 8 or so plays on offense here to be able to end this game. Let's go. Nothing there. Gonna have that tight end. Bang. Holds on to it and gets down inbounds. That's gonna be another 120 off the clock. Or it's gonna be another 90 off the clock. 30-second play clocks. Or it's gonna be some timeouts. Should take us to a 2-minute warning. Fancy's gonna go to some kind of run here, or maybe a jet touch pass, potentially. He's gonna go to, I think this is the RPO read. Nope, just inside zone. I respect that. Fancy trying to drag it all the way down, because ideally this play takes us to the 2. If you're Fancy, and it doesn't. Massive second difference. Massive second difference right there. I actually think Fancy could have snapped it like a split second later with 1 second on the play clock. And now, I mean, to win this game, you were coming down to hairs. Let's go. Drops back. Good read. This is always scary in this situation. That could have been his sticked out of bounds too. Where you need that first down, so you just got a dot. Like there, and it's like you have to do what you've been doing all game, but now it's so much more impactful. 3rd and 5. Let's see. Fancy will be passing right here. Oh, he's gonna go to the fake jet sweep on this. Oh, he's going to the fake. Did not bite. Has RB anyways. 1st down. John Beast with 3 timeouts. Not gonna call his first one yet. We're essentially in 1st down makes this a very tough game. 1st down on 1st down makes it a tough game. 1st down on 2nd down makes this game over. That's where we're at right now. See, ooh, I like that. I like that from John Beast. That looked cool. I can't lie. That looked cool on camera. Inside zone. Fancy milking everything down. Gets tackled. John Beast timeout. John Beast, if he can get a stop right here, gets ball back down 6, assuming Fancy kicks, with about a minute 15, no timeouts. That's doable. Tough, but doable. John Beast drops back. Playmaker, no playmaker, just takes the drag. So this is where it's so tough, man. Because all game, I feel like Fancy's been playmaking this guy up, playmaker him back. This route could easily be bagged. Boom, gets it. 3rd and 6. Big, I mean, this is a very stoppable down and distance. And it's if you get stopped right here, do you go for it on 4th to end the game? I don't know. Interesting. Fancy going to his money play. Bang, post route, middle. John Beast over adjusted. And that's just that same play, dude. That's that same play. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, John Beast cross-manning everybody, left the post open, nobody there. And Fancy wins Madden 25 Madden Bowl, the greatest MCS season literally ever. Great job to Fancy. Great job to Fancy. These 2 dudes are friends. Great season to John Beast as well. Very hard to get here. And just GG's, man. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Totally free.